What is re-rolling inside of Etheria Restart, and why are so many people creating account after account just trying to get certain animus? We're going to be talking about that inside of this video, but I want to let all of you know I did 0 re-rolls on my account from day one. And with that, I've unlocked myself 2 light and dark SSRs, a good number of regular SSRs, and a bunch of other units that are going to be so valuable to me as we progress the account. Today I have Hermes with me back on the channel, and we're going to be talking about re-rolling in general, if it's worth your time or if you should just play your account from day one. Hermes, thanks for coming to the channel, brother. Before we get into this, I want to remind everyone that if you haven't yet played Etheria Restart, I got a code right down here for you that not only gets you the game for free, but it also gets you 10 free summons, which is directly involved with the re-rolling that we're talking about today. If you don't like QR codes, I got an old-fashioned link for you in the description as well. It also directly supports my channel, so thank you. But Hermes, I want to bring you back in here and start talking about re-rolling in general, plus thinking about my account here, how we have done on day one. You know, we worked together on all of this. We strategized together. And I know that you were super excited about what I've pulled on this account. Talk to me about re-rolling from the start, and we'll get into that conversation.
Yeah, so just so people have some context on rerolling, what that basically means is if you're going in the first couple minutes, probably about 15, 20 minutes, depending on how efficient you are in the game, you can get somewhere in the range of 50 to 80, even sometimes 90 pulls in those first 20 minutes in the game. And so what people are trying to do is instead of trying to go to pity to pull SSRs, they're trying to get really lucky and get a bunch of them early on, or even just a specific one early on, and then use that to carry their account. And then basically what it is that in addition to you getting that guaranteed SSR Lian on your account, you're also guaranteeing yourself another or multiple SSRs, sometimes even light and dark units, to basically give yourself a boosted start to your account.
Right, and if that doesn't happen, let's use an example. Another content creator, Vulcan, he's been live streaming day after day, hours on end, re-rolling his accounts, trying to make that perfect start. And a lot of people will do this when they are trying to be free-to-play players. They want to spend $0 on the game, and they want to make sure that they start out their account with the best animus that they could potentially get for their progress throughout the game. So I guess the question that we're going to kind of talk about here, isn't it? There's obviously no distinct answer. It's all about perspective and your position. Is it worth re-rolling for hours on end? Or is it worth spending a few bucks, picking up some prototypes, and just going on in day one with the account? So let's go through some pros and cons here, Hermes, on re-rolling versus spending a little bit in the shop.
Yeah, well, I think for sure, as far as re-rolling goes, I think one of the biggest pros is definitely going to be just you're guaranteeing yourself certain SSRs, right? If you're like, I am getting these 3 SSRs and I'm not going to stop re-rolling until I get them, what you're doing is you're taking the RNG out of getting those animus. So let's say you want to start an account with a Messiah, a Mio, and a Freya. You want to start with those 3 champions. You're not going to stop re-rolling till you get them. And so you're guaranteeing that if I pulled duplicates for the rest of this account's life, which again, extremely unlikely, but let's say that were to happen, I still have the ones that I want to progress my account.
Yeah, so day one, or it's actually probably not day one, because you could be re-rolling and starting new accounts day after day after day, as we've seen a lot of people doing. But in doing that work initially, you are guaranteeing yourself. With that being said, I've had so many people reach out to me, Hermes, talking about the pull rate inside of the game and how many animus they're actually able to get. I mean, if I look at my account, we just did 100 pulls. We've done multiple videos on the channel just pulling our animus as we're progressing through the game. And if we take a look right now, I'm sitting with another 117 prototypes right here for another 117 pulls. That's guaranteeing another SSR, which could potentially be one of the light dark SSRs or one that we're actually looking for. Or even, honestly, it could be an SR, because we're not only looking for SSRs on the account.
No, you need to get yourself that Marvel, especially since you talked so much about wanting to go into PvP. You're really going to want him to be a nice control unit for you. But yeah, I get what you're saying with that. I think again, it's perspective, right? You're spending these hours re-rolling and you're guaranteeing yourself certain SSRs. And the thing to remember with that is that there are SSRs you can pick up that aren't necessarily the one that you wanted that's perfect, but will still help you progress your account in certain areas of content. Um, for example, Real Mocha is like the number one damage dealer for Doki Doki. Like she is the queen. Like you can farm through a lot of that much easier when you have her,
Hmm.
but there are other SSR animus you can use to help you farm, especially those early stages. And if you really, really needed this one specific SSR, just go onto the rate up summon or like the guaranteed summon and go and summon her, right? And
Hmm.
and I think that's the thing that people need looking at is they're going, well, I want to have a no, granted, you can't get those light and dark units. So if someone wants a Messiah, someone wants a Lily, you're gonna have to go through and try to get those. But when you're just trying to target specific regular SSRs, just pull on your account and maybe spend a couple bucks, depending on how much time you're willing to put in, right? And how valuable is your time when it comes to this game? Are you willing to sit there like Vulcan and do 9-hour streams just re-rolling accounts? Or are you kind of like, I want to have one account, I want to just get right in and start playing, and I'm willing to spend 60, 70 bucks, or even honestly, even less. I mean, I think you've only spent maybe 50 on the account and
Yeah.
you've gotten all the stuff that you have. Like you don't even need to spend a whole lot to progress your account to a point that you don't like that you want those SSR light and dark units, but you don't need them, especially when you're early on before you get a butt ton of pulls.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, so let's actually transition it over. If you're someone that is 100% free to play, you don't even want to spend $1 on a pack inside of the game, then re-rolling is probably going to be the best option for you. What you're doing is you're taking your time and you're sacrificing time to get those SSRs or light and dark SSRs that you're looking for to be the mains of your account. But if you're someone that doesn't have the time, or you're someone that doesn't want to spend the 10 hours to do reroll after reroll and how frustrating that could be, then investing a little bit of your wallet is a route to get there without having to do those rerolls. And that's what I chose to do. As Hermes said, we spent about 50 bucks on this account. And with that, the account is in a really good position right now. Now, we did take advantage of buying in the beta, so we got double the amount of money back here when the game came out. So it was a good investment, is how I looked at it. But at the end of the day, we've gotten a ton of pulls because of the small amount of money spent. So when we look at the cons of doing any type of a reroll, it's going to be a time sink. You're spending more time than I want to spend re-rolling over and over again. And on top of that, you could continuously re-roll and still just not get the ones that you're actually looking for. It could potentially
Hmm.
never come for you. Are there any other cons that you could think of, Hermes, with the whole re-rolling process?
I think this one is a little more like it's a little more of a side thought, but I think something as well is like you are putting yourself behind days in progress,
Mm,
especially if you're trying to reroll now. The game's been out for about a week, or it's just you will be putting yourself behind if you try to reroll for a couple different days. And so I think there's two schools of thought, right? If you're willing to spend that much time re-rolling, you're probably going to at least try to no life the game. And so
yeah.
you might be able to catch yourself up anyways. But are those guaranteed SSRs worth spending so much time when you could just be spending that time getting better modules, getting better shells, getting more progress on your account? And I don't know if they really are.
Yeah. Now, we're making this point about re-rolling, and we're making it sound, and I want to be very clear here, that if you spend money, then you will not have to re-roll. Um, Keep in mind, if you spend money, you're still not guaranteed to get the animus that you want, right? Like, it doesn't mean because I spent 50 bucks inside of the game, I'm going to have the perfect start. I may need to spend more than that or just continuously play longer than that to get it. Spending doesn't guarantee you any animus inside of the game. It just allows you to have more additional pulls and betters your odds and cuts down the time it takes. Now, Hermes, I know, actually, anything more you want to talk about re-rolling specifically? Because I have another quick thing I want to touch on after that.
Well, I think that it is super important, just to reiterate again, you're not guaranteed anything. We're not saying that if you spend money, you're going to be guaranteed to get those certain animus. Even looking at your account, you're still missing, I think, at least three SRs. And I'm sure
Yeah.
you've got bunches of dupes of certain ones. So there's a very good chance that even if you spend, you won't get everything that you wanted. But that's a risk where it's like, again, it's the risk reward of spending your time or spending some money, and
Yeah,
which is more valuable to you.
exactly. And honestly, that's the truth when it comes to any games. A lot of time in mobile games, to save yourself time, you could spend money. And doing these pulls is an example of that. Again, it is a gotcha mechanic and you're not guaranteed. Yeah, and Marvel is one of those SRs that you were talking about on my account that's pretty important that we would have for Arena. Also Kachi. But yeah, this is true. Spending $50 and I still don't even have all the SRs, but I do have a really nice collection of SSRs and those light and dark SSRs specifically. Although I really wouldn't mind grabbing a Lily, Hermes. Maybe we could get some luck in our next pull video. Which
I know, right? Come on now.
I know. Which, with that said, if we go look at the summons right here, we have another pull video coming soon with 100. Every time I get to 100 of the prototypes, I'm like, all right, we could do a pull video because that's fun. Plus, I don't want to sit with the account knowing that there could be the animus that I really want inside of some of these pulls. I don't like sitting on them too long. I'd rather have that animus on the account to help me progress content and for me to progress that unit as well. I wanted to talk about one other thing, Hermes, and it was regarding summons. We talked about the targeted summon. We brought it up in here, and we've spoken about it in the past, how it's kind of a get out of jail free card. We have a video coming out tomorrow that's going to be discussing these targeted units and which ones are the ones that are going to be the most important for you. You only get one targeted summons, so you got to make sure that you do it properly. And notice, at the point of recording this, we're a week into the game already, and we have yet to use this, and that's for strategy alone. We'll be talking about that in our next video. And keep in mind, if you are someone that rerolls, utilizing my QR code or link in the description, or another content creator's link in the description, or their QR code, it gets you the 10 free additional summons. Plus, it supports that creator. So you should, every time you reroll, use a code to do that. Use someone's link, and then there's codes out there that I've shared with you guys before that are going to give you additional rewards every time you do an account. Now, I wanted to let all of you know as well that we do have a union. It's called, well, the union name is Echo. It's a level 5 at the point of right now. We're filled up on members and we have a lot of requests to join. I would love to have some of you guys that are really looking to be serious players inside of this game, that are looking to interact with the game every day and to work together as a union. If you apply in game and you don't get a response, you can always hit us up on Discord. Both Hermes and I are on Discord, and I'll be linking my link tree in the description of this video. If you go to my link tree, it brings you links to all of my different channels and all of my different socials. It's going to show my Discord on there. Head on over, click on the Discord, come into the Etheria Restart portion of the Discord and say what's up. Let us know that you're looking to join the union, and myself or Hermes will be in touch with you. Hermes, any last things you want to talk about before we bounce?
Join the union. Let's get that union boss down together, and I can't wait for those union wars. I think that'll be fun, and it's a lot more fun when you can strategize in Discord.
Heck yeah, man, it definitely is. So let's build up the Discord. Come join, come chat with us over there. Again, this was a sponsored video by Etheria Restart, and use our links in the description. It takes care of the channel. Appreciate you guys. Can't wait to hear about your polls, and I'll see you guys in the next one.